Hi, this is Janice from Space to Relax, and the video you're about to watch is a replay of a live class I taught on Zoom. These classes are free of charge for everyone to join, so please invite your family and friends. They're suitable for beginners and those of you with more Qigong experience. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope you enjoy the class. So welcome to the class today, everyone. And today's class, it's a little bit different because we have a few new people who are joining us. So this week in my county, in County Kerry, in the southwest of Ireland, we have an online and kind of outdoor event, which is called Kerry Mental Health and Wellbeing Fest. And I taught at this festival last year in person. I was teaching in my local town, but many of us at the moment can't teach in person because of COVID-19. So I offered this session as a free session to anybody from Kerry who wanted to join, because we meet every week anyway with my regulars. So for those of you who are joining from Kerry for the first time, you're very welcome. And this class happens every Thursday at 4 p.m. So the classes are free and you can invite your friends, and it's open to everybody. It's suitable for beginners. So for those of you who are new, you're very welcome. For those of you who've been with me before, it's great to see you again. So what I thought we would do in today's class is have a look at how Qigong can help us to be more resilient. And resilience is something that many of us will be needing right now because of the current climate and what's happening in the world. So really just to ask ourselves, what is resilience? In my view, and you may have a different opinion, but in my view, resilience is your ability to navigate the challenges of life that are thrown to us and thrown in our direction from time to time, and to be kind of flexible and skillful at navigating those challenges successfully so that they don't overwhelm us or make us feel ill or cause any problems with our relationships. So resilience, rather than thinking of it as something that you either have or you don't have, or either being a resilient person or not a resilient person, I'd like you to maybe think of it as a skill which you can get better at, that you can acquire and that you can refine and you can add to. And also think of resilience as a toolbox, almost a collection of things that you have in a toolbox which will allow you to navigate challenging times. So the reason I wanted to use and talk about how Qigong can be used is that Qigong can be a very useful tool in the toolbox of resilience. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. And I'm going to show you a few methods which can help just to increase your resilience, to be able to add more into that toolbox, to refine and develop that skill even further. One of the main things, as many of you who've been with me before will know, that breathing and abdominal breathing can be very important in calming and clearing your mind, which again will help to develop resilient qualities in you. But also there are movements which can help to make you stronger and more robust and more resilient as well. So we'll work through just a few of those, and really these are just examples. This is not the exercise for resilience or the routine for resilience. It's an example of one that can be used. But really any kind of regular Qigong practice can contribute to your resilience to some extent. So I'm just going to go behind and stand up against the wall there so I can teach this class, but you can be either sitting or standing for this class, whichever is most comfortable for you. So just find a position right now that's comfy for you, sitting or standing. So if you're standing or sitting, what I'd like you to do, first of all, is just to look down at your feet and check that they're shoulder width distance apart. So you want them to be nice and comfortable. You want to be nice and stable, feel like you're really well balanced. Also have a little micro bend in the knees. Check that your knees are also kind of hip width or shoulder width distance apart. So the knees are not falling out to the sides or falling into the sides and putting stress on the tendons. You want everything to be almost like train tracks from the hips down, running parallel. And now just checking that your shoulders are nice and relaxed by shaking your arms out, bringing a smile to the corners of your mouth, checking that there's length in the back of your neck. So tucking your chin back towards your throat, so back and tucking back towards the wall. And as you do that, what you'll feel is a little bit of a lengthening in the back of the neck, as though you're kind of being pulled up by the crown of the head, but really feeling this lovely length going down the back of the neck, even down into the shoulder blades. And then just relaxing in the position that you're in. Now, if you're sitting, what you want to do is just make sure that you're sitting up straight. So your back would be supported either by a straight backed chair, or you can sit on the front third of the chair and just support yourself, support your own spine. But make sure you're sitting up straight and you're not slouching, especially kind of caving in forwards in the rib cage here. You want to lift the rib cage and check that the back is nice and straight. And now just closing your eyes, close your mouth, and breathing in and out through the nose. In Qigong, we breathe in and out through the nose unless we're using any sounds as part of one of our Qigong methods, in which case we need to use the mouth. If you have issues with blocked sinuses or a cold at the moment, and of course you can use the mouth as well. Generally speaking, the breath is in and out through the nose. And with your eyes closed now, just check that the tongue is resting against the roof of your mouth and the tip of the tongue is resting against the back of the upper teeth. Bringing a smile to the corners of your mouth. And just beginning to deepen the breath a little, drawing the inhalation down into the lower abdomen. And as you breathe into the lower belly, feeling the belly expand as though you're blowing up an imaginary balloon. And as you breathe out, feeling that imaginary balloon deflating. So abdominal breathing, which is what you're doing right now, is one of the ways in which you can add to your developing skill of resilience. So just keep breathing in this way. And as you breathe, feel your mind calming and clearing. Bring your focus very gently to the flow of breath in and out of the lower abdomen. Any stray thoughts or mind chatter that may be trying to distract you, just allow it to come and go. Watch it come, watch it go, and bring your mind gently back to the flow of your breath in and out. So by bringing your mind to the breath in this way, you come more into the present moment. And this allows you to develop more resilience by just staying in the present, not being regretful, guilty, or resentful about anything in the past, and not being anxious or worried about anything in the future that might not even happen. So staying with the breath. And now, as you breathe in, do so to a count of 4. And as you breathe out, if you can, do so to a count of 6. So making the exhalation a little longer than the inhalation. There's no need to pause or hold the breath between breathing in and breathing out. Just allow the breath to turn around in its natural rhythm. So breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing in, 4. Just in your own time. If you find the exhalation is a little tricky and you're running out of out breath, then just breathe out for 5. But you'll find as you practice this more, that exhalation, you'll be able to make it longer and longer, even breathing out to a count of 8 or 10. So just working with the counting, observing the breath, and feeling your mind and your body relaxing as you do this. And really allowing yourself to settle into your Qigong practice. And just keep going with that for a few more breaths. Remembering to smile, releasing any tension in your face. Now letting go of that counting and just allowing yourself to breathe at whatever you feel is your natural rhythm. But still using the abdominal breath, breathing into the belly area. And gently open your eyes so you can see me. So that's the first thing we can do in order to help improve our resilience. Something as simple as just taking time to breathe and relax. So the second thing I'm going to show you is a physical method which can help to improve your physical resilience, specifically the strength of your immune system, but also kind of really helping with the lungs and the breathing, a lot to do with the shoulders, the upper back, the arms as well, really helping to give you a little bit more physical strength and resilience in that area. And this is the second exercise in a series of 8 called the 8 Pieces of Brocade, which some of you will be familiar with already. And that exercise, that whole series, I teach that in my Space to Relax membership program. So I'm just going to show you an overview of this. I'm not going to go into any great depth, but I want you to get the idea of the movement because it's a super stretch and it works really well with the breath as well. So what I'd like you to do now is just step out a little wider. So maybe to just a bit wider than shoulder width distance with your feet, but make sure, just looking down at them, that you keep them parallel. So the big toes are still facing forward, so they're not sticking out to the sides like this, unless you have any difficulties around your hip area here, in which case you might find you need to point the toes out very slightly. But do bear in mind that what you're working towards is just bringing them in so that they're parallel like this. And now what I like to do is bend the knees and push the knees outwards as though you're sitting on a horse. So not allowing the knees to fall in, but pushing them out. Now, if you're sitting, and you're in a sitting position already on a chair or a stool, just stay as you are with your feet parallel because you'll be able to do the movements of the arms and you still get the benefit from this method. So this method is called shooting the vulture, and it's as though you're using a bow and arrow. So what you're going to do is just starting by bringing the arms up and have the right hand in front of the left hand on the outside, furthest away from you. And what you're going to do now is just move the right hand out to the side, and as you do it, you're going to make a loose fist with the middle finger, the ring finger, and the little finger. And then you're going to point the index finger up to the ceiling, the thumb out to the side, and spread them as far apart as you can. So going out to the side as though you're drawing back on a bow with the left hand, look to the right, and then holding that position just for a second, feeling the stretch in the forearm of the right hand, And in the hand, you should feel some tension. Looking between the index finger and the thumb. You have a loose fist with the left hand here. The elbow is bent, and that's up at shoulder level. So everything's at shoulder level, just breathing normally for now, into your belly. And now relaxing, allowing the hands to drop down, and now bringing them up. So this time, the left hand is on the outside, and again, making that loose fist, separating the index finger and the thumb, and drawing the bow, feeling a stretch across the chest here. Now breathing in, right hand on the outside, breathe out, drawing the bow. Breathe in, relax, left hand on the outside, breathe out, looking in the direction of your hand. Breathe in, right hand on the outside, breathe out. 2 more now. Breathe in, left hand on the outside, breathe out. Really feel that stretch and the tension. Breathe in, last one. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now breathing in, draw the arms up, and then press the hands down as you step the feet gently together. And now with your hands, palms facing down towards the ground or the floor, just close your eyes for a moment. Feel into your legs. Feel into the whole of your torso. Down into your arms, your hands. And feel, really maybe just push down a little with the palms of your hands and see if you can feel the energy, the chi from the ground coming up to meet your hands, almost like there's a little bit of resistance. Be observant and pay attention to any sensations you feel in the hands. And now just allow the hands to drop down by your sides. Give them a little shake out. And hopefully there you felt something happening in terms of some bit of physical exertion. Certainly if you were standing and you were in that horse stance position, you should feel something in the legs or the thighs, like they feel a little bit achy, but also a little bit stronger, and you feel more grounded and connected with the floor. But also hopefully you felt some lovely broadness across the chest. So we're going to just work to kind of loosen everything out now from there. And we're going to just do a simple little twisting exercise, which is stimulating a point in the spine of the lower back. And that point is called Mingmen. And Mingmen is a really great point for energizing and kind of working with the chi of the whole body, really at that foundational level. So again, stimulating that point to improve and increase your resilience from there. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you first face on, and then I'll turn with my back to you and show you what this looks like from behind. So what you're going to do is just very slowly just start to turn the body side to side. And as you turn, you're turning from the hips and the waist area, very loose and relaxed. And as you can see there, my hands are just following along with the movement of my body. I'm not moving my hands, they're just kind of going with the flow. They're very loose and floppy. And now what you may want to do is just start to increase that turn. So start to look to the side as well. So start to look even over your shoulder, if that will allow. And now increase a little bit more. And you'll find as you do this, that what will happen is that one hand will start to go behind your back and kind of hit off the lower back area. So that's all you need to do in order to stimulate this point in the spine. It's great for the kidneys as well. It gives your kidneys a little bit of a massage too. So I'm just going to turn around now and show you what that looks like from the back. Okay, so just keep going with that. So this is lovely and relaxing. This is a brilliant exercise to do when you get out of bed first thing in the morning, if you're feeling a little bit stiff. So just start by, when you first get up, just turn a tiny bit to one side and the other, and then just begin to increase the amplitude of the movement and the amount of twists that you make as you start to loosen up. And just come back to rest. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to do is a lovely one. And again, it's part of the 8 pieces of brocade series, and it's the 8th one, it's the last one. And it's called Standing on Tiptoes to Rid 1000 Diseases. So this is a lovely exercise, which is really great for your balance as well. And what it does is it rids any feelings, either physical, mental, emotional, that you maybe don't want in your body, just very naturally with a simple physical movement. So obviously, if we're wanting to improve our skill of resilience, we don't want to be harboring any sensations in our body which are hampering its healthy functioning. So this is a really lovely little trick, and you can use this any time of day just to get rid of anything that's a little bit unpleasant that you don't want in your body or your mind. So what I'd like you to do is take a breath in, and as you do, breathing in through the nose, come up onto your tiptoes. And as you breathe out quickly and drop down onto your heels, quickly. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathing out through the nose, breathe in, breathe out. And now if you can, do it with your eyes closed. Much more difficult. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And some days you'll find that your balance isn't as good as others, and mine is not good today. But that's okay. You're still getting the benefit from this exercise. So that's a lovely one. And what we're going to do now is just bring the mind into this, because with Qigong, it's all about the 3 elements that are combined, which is the breath, the movement, and your mind. So we've got the breath and the movement going on here, but now with your mind, what I'd like you to think of is, as you breathe out, think of, from the base of your neck all the way down your spine, I'd like you to think of any of the stuff you don't want, just really just shooting down the spine, draining out the spine all the way down, separating out into the 2 legs, down the backs of the legs, and into the heels with that out breath. So seeing that going down, whatever it is you don't want, going down into the ground or the floor. So now breathing in, and in your mind's eye, all the way down into the heels as you breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. So hopefully you get the idea of how useful that little exercise can be. So that's something that you can practice for 3 times, for 10 times, for 20 times, for 100 times, just for as long as it takes for you to feel that little bit better. And as I said, you can practice it any time during the day, maybe when you're out for a walk, when you feel a little bit tired. It's very good for ridding tiredness as well. So that's a really lovely little Qigong method, which I go into in much more detail in the Space to Relax membership program when I teach it there. But for the purposes of resilience, what we're doing right now is perfect. That's plenty to be going on with. So now, just to finish this routine, come back to your breathing again. So just check that your stance is still in that lovely stable, you're in that lovely stable position with the feet parallel, the knees slightly bent, relaxing the arms, and now close the eyes. Close the mouth Breathing in and out through the nose. As you breathe in, feel the belly expand. And as you breathe out, feel the belly shrink. And again, just come back to the counting. So breathing in for a count of 4 and breathing out for a count of 6. Just a few breaths in your own time. And now letting go of the counting and just watching the natural inflation and deflation of your abdomen in your mind's eye. So your eyes are still closed, just observing the breath from the inside. Not forgetting to smile. And still with your eyes closed now, just bring one hand onto your lower abdomen, flat below your belly button, just resting. And then bring the other hand to rest on top of the first hand. One palm on top of the back of the first hand. And just to seal in all the lovely chi or energy you've been working with now, just circling in one direction, giving your belly a little rub, just nice and slowly. And change the direction. Again, keeping your eyes closed now. If you're wearing glasses, take them off. Bring the hands together, rubbing the hands until they get really, really hot. And when you feel lovely heat in your hand, then place one palm over each eye, fingers facing up towards the ceiling. Feel the heat going from the palms into your eyes, through the back of your eyes, nourishing your mind. And now, to bring yourself back into the room, just giving yourself a little face wash, a little massage. And as you do that, slowly opening the eyes. And just shaking out the arms, shaking out the legs. And really just seeing how you feel now, just taking some time to look around the room and observing how you feel. So that's just a little practice of Qigong in order to help improve resilience and add into the toolbox of things that you may want to use in order to develop the skill of resilience. So we started with the abdominal breathing, we moved on to the shooting vulture movement, then on to the turning side to side and just massaging the point in the lower spine. Then we moved on to standing on the tiptoes to rid 1,000 diseases, and then finished with abdominal breathing. So it's always important to start and end with abdominal breathing. It gives the signal to your body and your mind that you're kind of starting and ending the practice. So it really kind of consolidates your Qigong practice in a lovely, lovely way. So I hope you enjoyed that. You may find that you want to add other tools into your toolbox of resilience as well. Some people are very social, and so they find it really helps to talk things through with close friends or family or a counsellor in order to help them navigate the challenges of life. Some people prefer to be on their own and maybe go and spend a bit of time in nature. So everybody has maybe a number of different methods or mechanisms by which they can increase and improve their skill of resilience. So maybe have a think about it for yourselves and think about maybe the last really challenging time that you experienced and what you did in order to be resilient and to get through and navigate that challenging time. And then remember those tools that you used and just start applying them on a more regular basis. But as I said, I hope that you can add Qigong into your toolbox and find that really useful. And if you have any questions at all about this routine or Qigong in general, please contact me. My email is janice@spacetorelax.com, or you can leave a comment in the free Facebook group, which is Space to Relax Free Qigong group. Also, for those of you who are joining from the Healthy Kerry Mental Health and Wellbeing Fest, I'll send out a replay to all of you. I always do by email, but for those of you from Kerry, there'll be a link in it to complete a survey that they would like some feedback on. So if you'd like to give some feedback there, and that will go directly to them, I won't see that at all, but I'll put the link to that when I send the replay out. And I should have the replay to you within 24 hours anyway. So if you want to watch it again and follow along again, you'll be most welcome. And as always, these classes are completely free, but if you'd like to donate, you're very welcome. I give half of the proceeds of any donations to the nurses in the ICU ward here in my local hospital. The other half go towards the Upkeep Office website. So I hope you enjoyed the class today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
If you enjoyed this Qigong lesson, then there are 4 things you can do right now. The first thing is to head over to my website, which is spacetorelax.com, and there you'll see that you can join up for a free 3-part video series. The second thing you can do is click the link next to this video to sign up for the live Qigong classes, as I teach these once a week. The third thing you can do is go over to Facebook if you're on Facebook and look for Space to Relax Free Qigong group. That's my free group where you can post any questions, and please do join the group. And the fourth thing is, if you're watching this video on YouTube, then please hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson and look forward to seeing you in the next video.